And then just go to your normal breath and notice. Notice if your general inhale, that's fine. Just notice. Just noticing how you are and how your breath is. Spending some time with yourself before you connect with others. Our individual consciousness is the first point of reference. Your individual consciousness is what refines. Without individual consciousness, you can't get to group consciousness. Group consciousness is what expands. So spend some time in your individual consciousness, being aware circle. And we're just going to go into no thought. No thought. Were you able to stay? What does that even mean? What is there? When thoughts stop, what's left? So in your awareness, so sitting in no thought, awareness, the observer, being, being aware of awareness. Breathe in awareness. Observing, being into hiring. Okay. And the next few breaths, we're going to move individual consciousness, conscious awareness, consciousness. And in our group consciousness, we have the opportunity to expand. So in circle, we go into group consciousness. And we're streaming on all the platforms now. So we're just ringing the bell. Connecting with all those that are in our community. Not touching, just energetically of the wheel. Every point of light is one of us. And the center of the wheel, beloved. So we're connected from that point of light where the sparks of light thrown forward. The ability to be unconditional love, the purity of unconditional love. And with the awareness, the breath awareness, you know that they're able to receive. We, little humans, our mere flesh vessels, are purely that instruments. So if it is to be, may it be. Breathe. You take the time being aware of the self, being that are needing, wanting the purity of unconditional love, grace. Just bringing them to mind, higher mind. No attachment to outcome. No attachment to outcome. Purely the essence in love. Bring them to higher mind. In the center of that circle, visualize that. It's like this, the purity or the light of all there is. And at the center of the jellyfish is the light of all that is. And that light comes down through the tentacles of awareness. Those tentacles, each one touches us and illuminates us. So now, with that intention of those, the essence of all those that you wish to share love, bring into that light stream the grace of the beloved, world wisdom, the great mother, the Shekinah, the power. Breathe. Receive her. The aspect of God that walks the earth is the Shekinah. We can receive that holy wisdom within us. Allow her to rest in you, in us. This moment, if not forever. Just for this moment, as we hold this circle of grace, this circle in grace. And within the center of the circle is not only, but also the emanation from the emanated, which is us. No outcome, just being that love. Be the awareness. Breathe. Allow essence of holding the circle. All you need to be is connected to your individual consciousness in awareness. Use the breath. Don't worry if thought comes in. Just allow it, observe it. Just be aware. And all those that are here to receive the grace, the purity of unconditional love, truly receive what is their birthright of unconditional love, to be able to receive the grace in the purity of unconditional love, to integrate, to process. May it be what is to integrate, to process. May it come gently, with kindness, with compassion, and allow what is ready to move, to be. Allow it to move. Hands. Allow it in its truth, true identity, connection, purity, love. Now those that want to receive, open, just open. Make a movement with your body. An action. Move slightly to allow your life force to purely flow for health, for wellness, for prosperity. Move your arms, stretch your arms, either out or up or in front of you. Make some movement. And in that movement, are you receive say to the beloved, I am that I am. I am the receiver. I am the receptor, the receptacle, the vessel for the emanation. into the ed to walk this earth. O luminous, you are in your conscious evolution. This is the right of this species. Receive it, accept it, know it. Bring your hands to your chest. Breathe. Be it. Are it. Process it. Transform into the creator being that you are. Be into are. I am that I am. I am. In motion, are. In motion, are. Be into the world, the love that you are. As you receive, you are-ing into the world. You receive, you share, you receive, are-ing by humaning, not human, by humaning. You're in movement, you're in frequency vibration, even for this moment. The one dot, the one point, the one moment. And that moment goes into the next moment, into the next moment, into, not stagnant, not stopped, not in the past, not in the greater future, in that point of moment, terror. Swim in the ocean of love and mercy. As you move and down, coated, covered, encapsulated in all that you are, the infinite. Just coming back to the self, the body, just feeling into how you are in this moment. So I hold all in our community, whether they're present or not. We have that knowing that all that needs to be done is done. And we can just continue to be into the R-ing of the human, not fixated, but aware, conscious awareness. For the individual consciousness, we refine you. The group conscious infinity. So conscious evolution, individual, group, universal. Mastering these facets in our life. Universal consciousness will redeem you to infinity. Individual consciousness. Then we progress to group consciousness. And when group consciousness is established and open to others, we're able to have higher heart. We have heart consciousness. We also have a higher heart, is what I call it. Universal consciousness. So we start with individual, we move to group. And then when we have the ability, we progress to universal consciousness. Purely for your entertainment. And work on our group consciousness. And we're working on our connecting in to universal consciousness. Different points of your awareness. But just know, conscious evolution, to tap into those levels of consciousness. You'll be able to hold those levels of consciousness. So we're coming back to the self, the individual consciousness, and awareness of the group and the universal consciousness, which is the universal grid. Depending on where you're at, what you can hold in every moment, eventually you'll be able to be the individual and the universal and everything in between of the vessel to be able to hold, receive all that you are. And that's what we do in small ways in these groups, in these teachings. So you'll receive. Be open and you will receive. Don't wish, don't hope, don't be like I might be. You attend, you open, and it be so. May it be so. May it be so. May it be so. It is. Speak as the director. Be the director of your individual consciousness. So awareness. Are you languishing in a way that holds you limited? Some of you may have received an email where I was talking about group consciousness and how many of our places where we commune, we come together, we have the opportunity to process to universal consciousness and practice together and experience to expand consciousness. It's been forgotten, it's been diluted. When we gather, factors your life by joining with others to experience and elevate and expand and process your self-consciousness. So barriers exist. They'll always exist in the little human. Coming together, we can move past, move gracefully through the stages of spiritual development, of your conscious evolution. So when you're straying, you feel like you're straying. It's like having a goal or a point of direction. Remembrance, having a mirror, so a teacher, a community, this group that, if you're just you're going along and there's something takes you just there, you're slightly off course. But any of you that know navigation, 1 mil, and this is military navigation, but anyway, 1 mil So it's like one little mill here, but it's 1,000 over there. And that could be your life or death in navigation in the bush, right? Or in the desert. That can signal just through a remembrance or through a teacher or a coach or a mentor, you're straying with the lower aspects of self, which we love, and they're through that wall. Your consciousness, your state of awareness. The wall technically doesn't exist, but in that impenetrable wall, preventing you from getting limited self to fulfill that spiritual longing that many of you have. And the longing is what propels you to the beloved. So the longing is not something to try to get rid of necessarily. But as some of you know, and I personally know, there's a stage or a state where the longing is, that word exponential, when we have that connection. So, how you doing? Are you with me? You back? You still off it? Okay. So if there are no questions, I can see, put the Zoom on, I can see Rhombus Healing Arts Facebook page. Have a look after the live, and if you've got questions, I can answer them in the chat or on Thursday. So if I just realized yesterday that I never introduced, most of you I think know me, but my name's Cynthia. I'm Cynthia, and in a nutshell, I'm a metaphysic, among other things. But I just realized, even in my emails, I just sign it Cynthia. I don't even say my full name. Instrument. It doesn't matter who I am. But some of you, especially if you're thinking about working with me, may want to know what my credentials are. So the next email I put out, I'll direct experience. So if I speak about it, I've experienced it. If I'm training or teaching, no. So just to let you know that. All right, no questions. I'm just, it's in the UK, but I'm in Hawaii. So did you get it? If you got an email, I sent an email this morning, time, American day. Australia is a different day. I'm not sure about the UK. I think it's a little bit more teaching, and the connections are within that. And we do a small, like, so, it's like a place if you want to. On Instagram, you'll see a lot of the shorts. I usually take the, 1-2 minute pieces from the lives and put them in Instagram. I'm glad that you're back. I can see a couple of you on Instagram. I don't usually stream on Instagram, so all of there's like 5 Facebook pages and groups and Zoom. So if you want to, I can see them and there's interaction. So, all right. Are we complete? No questions, no concerns, nothing you want to share? It just doesn't, just whatever comes through out of my mouth at the time. So those of you that also, that I've got the Psi experience, you that for whatever reason aren't interested in that, there's these free, so we're not sure how that will roll with you. If you're in the UK, I'm not sure of the time difference. But for me, it's in the afternoon. So this one's in the morning, choose for me, 9:30, and 3:30 in the afternoon, Hawaii. All right, I'll leave it at that. Doesn't seem to be any Any questions? So may the and also if you feel like you've received a lot and a lot of data information coming in, just connect to the earth. Connect to the earth. Just allow it, well, with intention. Let's just do it now. Just allow that energy to run through the body. Can also bring it down. If it's too much floating in the, in that ocean. So just bring it down a little bit. If you're okay to just go through the day a little bit expanded, allow that and just see how you it's almost like stroking that. We used to call it stroking the feathers. The shamans call it stroking the feathers, right? But you're literally just bringing the energy from within. We're doing illuminating work, right? So we're just bringing it down and giving it back to the earth with. So I do say challenge yourself, but at your own risk, at your own comfort. If it's too much, bring it down to earth. If you're not grounded and you feel really lightheaded, get your spoon wobbly. You're most likely not grounded, not earthed. So give the soles of your feet some